Here's what's coming up on the Cold Podcast.
Should a man care about what his girl wears?
Absolutely. What women want to do is solicit attention. So when you wear a promiscuous outfit like that, you are soliciting the attention of other males.
No,
Definitely not.
Definitely
I'm gonna wear what I want.
I'm just letting you know what I don't and don't like, and if you too consistently are gonna show me that you don't care about, what I find comfortable in a relationship, then maybe we just shouldn't be together. Let her have her moment. I'd probably go that route if I knew, like, all right, this is literally just gonna be an argument when I get back home.
Yeah, it's more about the perception of it. It's like she just wants the perception to be that, oh well, I've got control in this relationship too.
What's poppin', everybody?
Welcome back to the Cold Podcast.
I'm Zoe.
And I'm Steve.
And today we're going to be responding to a video where a man asks a couple on the street whether a man should decide what his woman wears in a relationship.
Yeah, so I feel like, we all are going to have some different answers for this one. Personally, I think that a man should have some say in what their woman wears on the street, but let's just see what the video says and we can react to it afterwards.
Yeah, I personally think that a man should have a decision in all aspects of a woman's life, regardless of, what it is. I think it's a privilege that women even have the right to.
God damn it, Zoe.
Let's go ahead and watch this.
Should a man care about what his girl wears?
Absolutely. What women want to do is solicit attention. So when you wear a promiscuous outfit like that, you are soliciting the attention of other males.
No,
Definitely not.
Definitely
I'm gonna wear what I want.
Because he has no say on our lives.
We're gonna do what we want to do.
What he
and
wants.
That's it.
It's our lives.
Yeah.
Is your boyfriend here right now?
Yeah, he's back there.
Do you think you should have some say in what your girl wears when going out?
You know what? I'm gonna say no to that. You know what? She does what she wants to.
If his girlfriend is not here, I'm telling you, there's a completely different answer to that question. That's all I know.
You gotta let your girl trust your shit. You can't police that. She does her own thing.
But if I'm not here, his answer would be different.
Should a man care?
Pause it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll agree with this. If she wasn't there, his answer definitely would have been different.
Absolutely.
It seems like she was literally ready to answer for him. Like she was already in his ear after the question was asked.
That man doesn't wear the pants in that relationship, clearly.
No. He's he seems like he's hanging on to that relationship by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, no. So like just the mere fact that she was like, I do whatever I want. And he's like, yeah, she does whatever she wants.
Yeah, well, she's the boss.
I feel like it's levels to it. Like, it's like it really depends on what it is that she wearing, you know what I'm saying? But it's not really that he a simp or whatever the case. He just confident, you know what I'm saying, in their situation.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's true. If you know she's not gonna wear like some lingerie outside, so it's probably not an issue.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would say like you can't really dissect their entire relationship from a clip, but just like from that small like interaction, he easily could just be a guy that's like knows that she's kind of the girl that like gets really amped up by these conversations. And it's just like, you know what, I can avoid a whole headache if I just nod my head and let her have her moment. I'd probably go that route if I knew like, all right, this is literally just going to be an argument when I get back home.
Yeah, it's more about the perception of it. It's like she just wants the perception to be that, oh well, I've got control in this relationship too. So she's making a whole point of it. But I want to say I agree with the first guy. It's like, as a boyfriend, as a husband, you should have some say. Like if your girlfriend or wife walks into the room wearing like a like ridiculously revealing outfit, you should be able to say like, I'm not comfortable if you go out wearing that. It's not about her desires or what she wants necessarily. It's more about like, okay, well, if we're together, I should be able to have input that you actually listen to, not just tolerate, but you actually listen to me and understand why I feel that way. And it's like, you don't want your wife or girlfriend to be the object of sexual attention from other men.
Yeah, I think it's about boundaries where it's just what you don't and don't like in a relationship, and I think like what the person wears or how they present themselves is part of that. The same way if you don't like her wearing that, because it's always going to get chopped up into insecurity a lot of times, like you're saying that because you're insecure, and I'm like, I don't think that's always the case. I think sometimes it's just like, hey, I want as a unit when we're out to be presented as a certain way, or I'm not comfortable, because I know how men are being a man. So I know like you're going to get a lot of attention that I necessarily wouldn't be comfortable with you getting. I don't think you should be advertising yourself like that. So I think if you want to set up those boundaries, they're fair. And a lot of times if people are going to look at that as controlling, I don't think it's necessarily a controlling thing, because it's like, well, I'm just letting you know what I don't and don't like. And if you too consistently are going to show me that you don't care about, what I find comfortable in a relationship, then maybe we just shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
It's like a compensation thing. Like It reminds me of the whole Keke Palmer and Usher incident, because that blew up for the exact same reason.
Right.
Yeah.
She was revealing herself as a newborn, or as a newly, a new mother.
Well, they weren't married, but yeah, new mommy.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's kind of like almost even better than I'd say marriage, because it's like, well, I mean, we're intimate enough to where we create a whole person, so it's like, we're in this together, obviously, but now you're out here flirting with Usher, which is like that's like literally just set up for a joke. Like you're like your wife goes to meet Usher and then gets serenaded. Like they've made shows about that.
Yeah, it's like, I think the best word to use would probably be like entitlement. Like that woman comes off as she has like a certain sense of entitlement. Like, I'm entitled to do whatever it is I want, even though I bound myself to another person. And it's like, it just can't work like that. You have to have some form of boundaries. Though I do understand what you were saying, Roosevelt. Like maybe the guy is just sort of comfortable with exactly what the situation is that he's in. Like maybe he just knows her well enough to know that she's not going to step outside those boundaries. But just her personality. I mean, the personality that I've seen in this video, I don't think that's the case with these people.
Yeah.
I think it's possible for that to be the case. But I think in this situation, it's more like she's just an empowered woman who wants to do what she wants.
Yeah,
probably.
Her personality comes off as like very like typical man-hater personality, where she like takes a sense of pride and confidence in being able to say like, no man gets to control me. I'm not gonna let a man tell me this. Like she had, like you can kind of read it in how she answered the question. Which I'm just like, if you actually have a man, I feel like if I had a girl, I would be proud to let people know like, hey, this is my woman. Yeah. I want to show her in the best light. And I feel like a woman who's not either happy with her guy or has like some type of deep-seated contention with men always presents herself in a way where she never wants to feel like she's tied or present the idea that like a man could get, the best behavior out of her. And I think that's usually going to be a problem in relationships.
I think that part of it is like, if you show respect to your partner, you're basically showing respect to yourself. And I think maybe there's just a lack of respect between them. Because if you think about it, if they were to ask that woman, okay, are you okay with your boyfriend flirting with other girls?
Yeah.
Or something like that, she'd be like, no. And she wouldn't even think about her answer, but it's like, oh, well, but shouldn't he have control over whatever he does? As long as he's not stepping out of the relationship, he should be able to do whatever he wants. Like I think flirting is almost equivalent to like going out dressed in a certain way so men are attracted to you, so they come up to you and talk to you.
Yeah, and I think it's a reflection of how much you care about that person, because just like you said, if they asked her like, do you want your man to go out and flirt with other women, she would say no, but she would also want it that if they asked him the question like, do you think it's okay to go out and flirt with other women even if your girl's around, she would probably want him to say no, even if that's something he does. It's like it's showing the light that you respect me and you don't want to embarrass me. So it's like she will want him to do that. And I assume, or I'm like, I think the same thing goes in the reverse, where it's like if they ask her like, hey, do you think your man should have a say in what you wear? I think that shows respect to your man, that he's a dominant, respected, controlling figure in your relationship, to be like, yeah, if he's uncomfortable with certain things I do, I would hope that he would broach that to me, and I wouldn't mind like acclimating to that to make him happy.
Yeah, that your input matters.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's all they look for. Even if you don't want to do it, it's like they just kind of, I think it's just looking to be appreciated is what men want. And a lot of times girls kind of get a kick out of like, showing them how much they don't give a F what you have to say.
Yeah, empowers them or whatever.
You know?
Yeah, that's what female empowerment is. It's shitting on the patriarchy. So
there you go, man.
Anyone else got some thoughts? Or?
Yeah, you gonna mansplain to me some more, Steve?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very toxically masculine.
Yeah.
But I feel like we can close this episode out, man. This has been another episode of The Cold Popcast. Thanks for watching. You can check us out on all social media platforms at The Cold Popcast. We're also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Rumble, everywhere you can find audio or video podcasts. And you can check us out on Patreon. $5 a month gets you access to all of our exclusive content, including the My Black Friends podcast, which is a hilarious show. We still do. It's been a few months since we've done it, but it's about 80 episodes of content, all hilarious. Anyway, thanks for popping in. We got to pop out of here.
All right. Peace.